Awesome, great, glorious day it is. This is the day the Lord has made, and indeed we shall rejoice and be glad in it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to yet another exciting episode of the Umubanga podcast, where we aim to inform, transform, as well as inspire. I am with an all-female crew. Yeah.
Oh my
Like,
God.
I'm always with an all-female crew. Now I have just noticed, like, yeah, because most of them are like my brothers.
Wow. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
so
Lord help us. Oh my God.
so here on set I have Mofya, who is a usual face. Bukata is still not with us. He's still enjoying his graduation.
Yeah. He's still celebrating his degree.
Yeah, and then we have as well our she's pretty much always been in the background, like from the start of the podcast. I think the first year you guys used to write the scripts, right? Like
Yeah.
you'd prepare for the guests, do research and
Things
everything.
like that.
And of course, Sula was always in the background, coming up with scripts and preparing for the guests. And now she's the one in charge of the editor-in-chief of Umubanga Brief. Like, so, yeah.
Wow.
She allegedly graduated with a distinction. So
Interesting. Please clarify.
I don't know why she wasn't offered a job there and then.
Well, I'm here.
Yo.
Guys, how are you?
You may go first, the degree holder.
Well, thank you very much. I'm fine. Excited.
That's good.
Yeah.
Looking forward to today's podcast.
Just push the microphone closer to your mouth so that
Okay.
you are. No.
Oh, this,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like that.
Now and then, so I can
Down.
come over in there, like so, like just move it towards you like this. Yes,
Okay.
awesome.
Perfect.
Mofya, how are you?
I'm good. I don't have a flu, even though it's in season. Thank God. I'm well.
Praise the
Not
Lord.
yet.
Hallelujah. I rebuke you in the name
I'm
of
on the
Jesus.
devil.
You rebuke the sickness.
I rebuke. Oh my God. I take back what I said. I rebuke the sickness. I rebuke her words. There's
Yeah.
power in the tongue.
Yeah, and of course we have Lydia in the background. Okay, I have a question. Like, you guys are all like puffed up in your juicies, like.
It's good.
It's good. Also, you're at home. And your wife is home.
Thank you. Mofya just blew our cover where we record from. You know, funny thing, like always on this podcast, like there are things which are just like, oh, hey, these things will be like off topic, like we'll not talk about it. And
And then
then
it just pop up.
Bukata was just like, oh, so how's your child? Like, Bukata, people don't know that I have
don't-
a
oh my
child.
God.
Like,
Yeah.
so, yeah. But anyways, here we are. How was church?
It was good.
It was amazing.
Yeah, I saw on your status that
Oh, that was
every
actually...
man can have a beard. Even
Goats.
goats have
Even
beards.
got
Like,
a beard.
Please clarify.
Some men, their confidence is like, oh, now I have a beard, so I'm a grown man and all of that. But it's not really a thing.
Yeah, I don't know who upset your pastor, but yeah.
Oh my God.
And then Mofya.
Church was good. Pastor was teaching on tithing.
Do you
Mm.
tithe?
I do.
From what?
From my 10 bits, from my
So
money.
how do you calculate your 10%? Like, actually, that's a good one. Let's start from there.
How do I calculate my 10%, right?
So is it, if say for example I send you 100 kwacha,
Yeah.
do you take out a 10 kwacha?
Yes,
as
I'll
your
take out
tithe?
10 kwacha and tithe. I don't have that mentality for it's small.
Sula?
Are we being honest?
It's up to you. Liars are children of the devil. That's a disclaimer we'll give you. So
I'm not going to say 100%.
okay. So Okay, so we would say that there are days you tithe
That
and there are
days
days you don't.
okay,
Yeah,
I
times
do
you don't.
that every month, but sometimes I go below 10%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you
Interesting.
tithe
Yeah, I do.
consistently?
Yes, I do.
That's good.
And I give as well consistently. So,
Yeah, even
say for
giving.
example, I even go to a place or church and I have to give offering. If I have, say, like a 20 kwacha, I'll not give it.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I've told myself to say if I'm going to give it to be a specific amount. This is just my take.
Okay.
So
Okay.
somebody watching is going to be like, no.
So like for giving, you
this
have a
is mine.
specific amount,
I
and
have
then
a
for
Like
specific-
this is
tithe
the
is
minimum I
fixed.
can give.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
That's
yes.
good.
That's better.
Yeah, but tithing. I know tithing is actually one of the hardest principles to follow.
Yes.
Because especially in the Pentecostal space, in
True.
the traditional church setup,
not-
it's fine.
yeah.
No, mainly because in the traditional church setup, you get to see where the money goes.
Okay. Okay, I
But
get
in the
you.
Pentecostal space,
There's no proper outline of how the
Outline.
money is
yes,
distributed.
and
Yeah.
then you just see pastor
Mm-hmm.
pulls up in a G wagon.
Like, what's going on here?
So,
But like, is that really like? It's how like people always conclude and say maybe it's a church man. What if
You know, I
the
think
pastor is just
'Cause,
really hardworking?
sometimes we get to see it say, okay, babusa so sevens, babusa balibe mabuku,
Balibe
babusa
yeah.
like
But like, how does Babusa have such a car?
Businesses apart from
which
working.
businesses?
Maybe the bossa is a farmer guy.
I think
No,
you know,
so our take is I do understand actually. There's an episode which will be coming out of Dr. Patrick Nkoma.
yeah.
And did you know that Bishop Edgar Ngambi from Praise Christian
PCC.
Center used to be an aeronautical engineer? Like he used to
Oh.
be an engineer for planes.
I know the wife was what do you call them?
Air
She was an
hostess.
air hostess.
Yeah. So now like that. So when we were interviewing Dr. Nkoma, I'm like, so we might conclude to say, chi. Like, and even the types of cars he drives and
Yeah.
all those things, like, be like maybe it's tithe,
it's
but
tight, but
so there's an aspect of where there's an actual
Someone-
mismanagement of money
Yeah.
by others, and there's as well a part where there are other men and women of God who've really, really worked. They have like proper businesses. They've authored books, which they mainly sell in their churches, like all those things. Like so,
yeah. I think the other thing is it's like what Mwamba said. We need, how do I put it? I'll give you an example, right? Like most of these traditional churches have like church AGM and it's open to everyone.
Yes,
right?
anyone can attend.
And what they do is they'll print out like as many copies as possible, like
Yeah.
with proper outlines, be it like from Sunday school, you know, like men's ministry and whatever. Each and every single person has like a proper outline of how money is distributed. And I feel like it's easier for like accountability.
When last did you guys have an AGM at church?
I don't know. I don't think I've ever heard that there's actually an AGM before.
When last did you have an AGM at church?
I don't know.
Like an AGM where there's like proper no. I don't. I think from the time I've joined, I've never heard.
Maybe
of
I've just
like
not
AGM.
gotten like time
Yeah.
or interest to ask.
Lydia, when
Maybe
last
there
did you guys
is.
have an AGM at church?
Like it's open to everyone.
And actually, let's even state this: the annual general meeting, it deals with everything.
From crossover all the way to like
And this is finance, numbers,
reports, like
yes,
everything.
So like I have a quick one.
Yeah, before you.
For us, not really everyone. I think maybe only like maybe they'll get like secretaries of certain maybe departments and their heads, like HODs and their secretaries. Yeah.
No, but we mean like
But
open
not
to
really
everyone.
like no.
Have you ever had an AGM that's open to everyone at your church?
No, I'm saying from the time I joined, like no, I've never seen any.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, what was your
Yeah, I
quick
think that I wanted to say what Lydia has just said. I think in our churches or in these Pentecostal churches, because we're not seeing, maybe they do it through departments like leaders and all of that.
Yes.
So now I wanted to ask, so if you're a member of a particular church and you've never seen AGM, like pastor announcing
Yes.
in church that all members of the church will remain behind and this is a report. So does that mean that the money is
Misused.
is being misused or
No.
something?
So one of the things which I have seen, and especially in the Pentecostal church, and the reasons why we are even castigating the Pentecostal church is because all of us here are from Pentecostal churches, is the fact that, and me, right? I feel that some of the struggles we go through in our churches
Yeah.
would be done away with if there was a high level of transparency on so many things.
Yeah. And accountability.
So, for example, like, notice how if the UCZ guys are building a church, it might even take them like 1 year to be done with it.
Yeah.
Why? Because there are proper channels. Of course, nako baka.
Yeah.
But you go back to Golo
A
Mama.
building committee chair. Wanatenga 1 million yonze
Yeah.
so on and so on.
Yeah.
And I remember in the SDA church, like it was big,
It was
like pastors,
they have run
building
away
committee
church.
chair,
Yeah,
like on agenda ram.
Yeah.
Not so, and we're bringing that balance to say it's not just in the Pentecostal church where,
But like,
but even in the other churches, these things happen. So an aspect of transparency like would really, really help the Pentecostal church to grow because we'll be able to see to say, so if we are able to make these steps, if we are seeing to
Yeah.
say,
Yeah.
when we gave last year, the church maybe in tithes and offerings,
this
in
was the total amount raised.
yes, and this is how much we spent on things. This is how much we, because now I know churches are employing people.
Yeah.
So be it churches and non-governmental
Organizations.
NGOs, right? They
Yeah.
fall under NGOs, like organizations which don't pay tax. So all those things like have to be like properly outlined. Do you know that when you give your tithe faithfully and when you keep your receipt, do you know that you can get a refund from ZRA?
Oh.
No.
For
I
real?
don't know that.
Yeah. So that is why. Do you know why a lot of Americans give a lot to charities or poor people? It's because when they do all those good deeds, they're able to go back to the revenue authority and say,
Yeah.
hey, we were able to give out all these monies, and then they'll be like given something.
Oh, interesting.
That's interesting.
Just a moment. Let me pick up a phone call. Hello? Afternoon, thanks. How are you? Yes, ma'am. Address. Can you see 2 water tanks? 2 water tanks in the gravel road you've turned in. Yes. G-force. And then the gate is wooden, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it's just there. Alrighty, somebody's coming through. Thanks. Lydia, go open the gate and then just ask my wife to, yeah. So yes, what were we talking
Yeah.
about?
So I was saying, it would have been easier. I think it's actually going to be easier in the long run if we have people, like if we have a church that is very transparent, because now people are able to know how money is being allocated and people are able to question, you know,
Yeah.
because at times it's hard to ask and say the 500 kwacha I give, like where's
Where
it
is
going?
it
You know what
going?
I mean? And then the only thing we're being told is, okay, we made a donation towards Umubanga Foundation.
Yeah.
But the thing is, maybe the only donation that was made to Umubanga Foundation is like a 200 kwacha. So the question is, where's the other 300 kwacha?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and also it's different if accountability is done via word of mouth and as compared to like when it's documented, it's easier for us to like go back and reference. So I think these are systems that most of these Pentecostal churches need to have, and not just with the leaders, but even with the church members themselves. You
Yeah,
know,
that's
because
true.
what's going to happen is if I'm going to open a church and you people, I pick you guys as my church leaders, right? And only you people are aware of it, and maybe people like Samantha are just like church members and they don't know. If Samantha and Sula have like an argument, she won't believe that Sula is actually very transparent when it comes to numbers. She's gonna think, no. There's some level of biasness like involved in all of this. So there's a need for transparency.
Do you know one of the churches which was like greatly hit by misuse of funds was the Hillsong Church?
Oh yeah.
So
that documentary.
Hillsong Australia, Hillsong USA, like they were greatly hit because the top leadership was embezzling money.
Yes, that's crazy.
Private jet, vacations, like, and using church
money.
Yeah.
And the thing now is that there's always a trail. Like
Yeah.
you can follow the money, like where the money is going and also.
And this is like what's happening when you hear some people say things like, I'm not going to give offering because I don't know
Yeah.
where the money goes to. I remember a church on the Copper Belt, the church we used to go to back then. They used to tell us every step. Like when they start building, they say, "Oh, now we're at foundation level. Now we've reached this level.
Yeah.
Now," and they would project the how the money is being used,
Yes.
and how much we have in the coffers and all of that. I think that's something that we should really adopt as churches.
Yeah. I think the other thing I wanted to mention is right now, like UCZ and whatnot, the one that's in Minwood, right? So there are times like when you go for service with mom and whatnot, you find there's this thing called Super Sunday. Okay, so that Super Sunday is like each section has a particular amount they're supposed to raise, right? And then what happens during that service is say, okay, section A was supposed to raise 10,000, but then they went overboard, they raised the 15,000 kwacha. You get? So numbers are being given throughout the whole service. Then what they do is maybe like if there's a deficit, so like everyone is literally on their calculators like calculating. If there's a deficit, it's raised right there and then. So it's easier to like follow and then the thing is money is not just being given and put aside, but money is being given and you can see that there's actually things going on. So I feel like it would change so much if we had proper transparency. Yeah.
And speaking of transparency, we were talking of the church and are you transparent and honest with yourself?
I am. Me, I am.
Do you know the biggest issues, like the reasons why sometimes people are like super depressed? It's because they're not honest and transparent with themselves. Like, do a big star, panja. But then if you're alone, you know
like,
to say,
it's crazy.
Okay, but I think on that one, I want to be a little bit honest. I've said a little bit because, I think at some point, I think this is something that we've been talking about in there when Mwanga came making jokes like my bitch and all of that thing and all of that. And so I was telling Mofya to say this same thing of being transparent and accepting that, okay, maybe you are living off what people, titles of people that people are giving you. I feel like at some point for me, I was in that space of I want to be okay. Like I didn't accept that I'm okay, but I'm not okay. But in front of people, I'll be okay. I'll be the strong person and all of that. But when I'm alone, I'm just like, but was that really necessary for me to do that? Like I also don't have, but was that really necessary for me to extend this and that? I think what causes people not to really be transparent about who they are and their level of confidence concerning church and spirituality and all of these things. I think it's the titles for me. I think it's the titles that people get to give you. No, woman of God, this and that. And I think it really gets to you.
Woman of God.
And even when Tendai just came in the first thing, she was like, woman of God, we are blessed.
It's
and
interesting
all
you're
of that.
calling her Mfana wako Tendai.
People know me as Lydia on the podcast. What's your problem?
Oh, please use Lydia.
Okay, Lydia. So it really sometimes gets to you and you feel like, oh, okay, so this is somehow. And then you just find that, it's actually overwhelming.
Yeah, it
because
is.
you're not really being you. You're being what people are calling you. And then the moment you want to be you, the people be like, even you can do that. Even you can drink water. I mean, duh.
I was having a conversation with a very beautiful lady today, right? And she's a mother of a very beautiful girl child. So now, so what happened is we're having a conversation and we're talking about how we've got so many youths who are running for clout, but then don't know who they are, right? And then in moments where they take their spirituality seriously, or like them getting to know God for themselves, when they decide to say, I think I'm not supposed to be here, they are now called, that's the rebellious one. You get like Anna Savuka. You get what I mean?
True.
But then the thing is, people aren't, like it's the same question that you ask. I think we've got so many young people, even older people, who aren't transparent with themselves. Like they still don't know who they are. They still don't know God for themselves, but like they know God based off Pastor Umubanga. So it's really, really sad.
It's sad.
And we really do need so many believers who are transparent with themselves and are very transparent before God, not before Pastor.
And I think we saw this
Umubanga.
a lot while on campus. These, you have titles.
We saw this a lot. in past
How will
tense.
you know?
How
will you know? How will you know? How will you know?
I came,
Yeah.
I saw, I conquered.
Yeah.
Yeah, we saw this a lot. How people were just being addressed with titles, and sometimes it became very weird.
Yeah.
If you are if you're a chairperson of a fellowship,
Yes.
or a leader, and somebody is addressing you not with your title,
Yes.
and they just call you your name, like
Like,
Mofya.
did you just call me
Like,
Mofya?
just call me Mofya.
Did you
Like,
just call me
don't you
Sula?
know
I'm
the
Chair
whole
Sula.
chairperson?
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
but as you grow and fall in love
With who?
With who?
with your partners, right?
Yeah.
At some point, you'll be like, then they call you Sula or Mofya. You'll be like,
No, but like,
I am Babe. So,
That's my name.
no, but
yeah,
like,
but anyway.
Yeah.
but I hear you in that aspect, but
Yeah.
But what we're trying to say is it really messes up people, and now you find people wanting to serve God for titles
Yeah.
and for the idea of, oh, I'm this, and people expecting, and that's why you find a lot of people forcing us to fall down. It doesn't have
Receive it.
it's like 1, 2, 3,
Take
take it.
Yeah. I think also we've
I
got
see 7 people.
Where?
The angel is touching you.
And then
right
it's
now.
always the ladies
One.
that are always screaming, ah!
and always
Only
falling.
dramatic guys. You know?
Ah. Zakubwelelana.
Personal experience.
Yeah.
In terms of like, but me, I will relate it. Giving an example in terms of like school. So like when I was in school, like what happened to me was, I went at a boarding school where my siblings were there. So now when I reached there, they were telling, like all the teachers were just telling me, we can't wait to see what subject you're good at. When I like started learning and whatnot, I got used to like being like the smart kid in class. Now when I came to day school, I went to a school where they were like literally everyone in my class was smart.
Oh my God.
And I actually found people who were smarter than me.
Mm-hmm.
So now it was very hard because I was used being that
number one.
that
Number
yes,
one.
Yeah.
and that
Example in class.
that
Be
person
like
who the
Lydia.
teachers will just be like, they need someone to go and represent the school. Lydia. Like so now I went to a school where we had to compete, and it was very hard for me because now I couldn't really I didn't even know who I was. I was thinking, is this me? I started like even failing subjects that I knew that I thought I was good at because now they were becoming hard as we were like progressing.
Yeah.
And I thought maybe I've lost myself or something like that. But I think one of the things that helped me is self-isolation. It's very important to isolate yourself. There are times where I would tell myself, like this place where I'm in, I'm like feeling happy what they're telling me and whatnot. When I feel like I'm losing myself, I can't really like. There are times where people will celebrate you, but you're not even feeling happy about what they are celebrating you about. So you find for me, what I basically do is just isolate myself. There are times where I tell myself I'm not going anywhere this week. I'll just reflect on myself. Like, is this really what I want? The path that I'm on, do I like it? Do I like the things that are happening in my life? I think those questions usually would help me to analyze if where I am is actually where I want to be and what I'm doing, if it's actually the case. Yeah.
Awesome stuff. I'm reminded of Psalm 51. Who's a vegan by Psalm 51? Yeah?
Verse what?
Psalm 51, Nikambachan. What's the first line?
I don't know.
Create in me
A clean heart.
Clean heart.
and purify me. And I think that scripture is really important because it gets to show us how David would always go back to God to say, search my heart, clean my heart. And heart in that sense meant mind. Your thought process. And it's really, really important for us to go back and ask ourselves to say, who am I in Christ Jesus? Me, I always tell people, say, oh, if I call them by their name and then they get upset, let's tell them to say, what did God tell Abraham? I will make your name great.
Yeah.
Not your title. So, yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy. And
Just a moment.
okay.
There's a possibility though this might strip, so you just have to cut and
What's that? Why?
he says it's something that trips, so he wants to let it up. So
The
he's
electrician?
scared, yes, that you're
Okay. Or the electrician has come.
yes, that's what he came to tell you.
I didn't hear you. So ask him what I need to do and how many minutes he needs.
He just wants to lift it up, but he's asking what's plugs because when he lifts it up, they might trip.
So talking about transparency, we'll talk about the Panama thing.
Speak close to the
Are
mic.
we talking about the death of the chief?
Yeah. Okay.
If we're talking about it, I just want to ask: are we allowed in this podcast to talk about the fact that because he's a chief, he's not going to sleep alone, like to be buried alone?
He's not buried alone.
No.
Somebody has to die.
Tradition.
No, like so.
Traditionally,
Actually, we can.
They have to kill someone or someone just has to die.
people have. I don't know if they still practice that in Zambia. People have to die, and sometimes they have to like carry like 10 virgins, kill them. They bury.
We're recording already, so yes.
Oh, oops.
Ladies and gentlemen, sorry, we went for a quick break because of power and all those shenanigans, and also, yeah, we are back. So, on a sad note, it feels weird even saying on a sad note because I have a smiley face. But on a side note,
On
the
a sad
nation-
note.
Oh, thank you.
Sorry.
let me
1, 2, 3,
let
go.
me go. On a sad note, would like to inform the nation, as you already know, that Senior Chief Mpezeni, or King Mpezeni of the Ngoni people, passed away on the 30th of
Of
May
May.
2026 here in Lusaka at the University Teaching Hospital. At 04 hours, as Lydia states. It's a really, really sad thing to note. I think of all the kings we have in Zambia, I think Senior Chief, and anyways, he's a senior paramount chief. Mpezeni was like the standout one. Mbemba, like Archtimkulu isn't.
I think also it's because of how long he reigned for.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
he
I
reigned
think
for like over
44.
40 years, 44
44.
years. And of course, he was always like in touch. I think one of the things were the type of cars he would be in,
Yeah.
what he would wear, the places he would go
He
to.
would go to,
He would always
yeah.
show up.
The fact that he would wear glasses, like,
Yeah.
like
You know, I'm a
He
G.
always made a
yeah.
statement.
So there was always that, and every time you see the Nchwala ceremony on Kwala, as the Ngoni say, it was just like a marvel to watch.
Yeah.
Like this,
Interesting.
Mhm.
I was born, he was reigning. Actually, we were all born, and he was still
reigning.
on the
Yeah.
on the throne. 44 years of ruling a kingdom, and a kingdom which is still united,
Yeah.
still growing strong. Yeah, and actually, I was talking. No, somebody asked me to say,
Yeah.
will he die alone or no, actually it was yesterday. So I called somebody who's Eastern origin,
Yeah.
Ngoni. So I was like, so my condolences. So how is it going? He's like, I don't know who will
What?
die. I'm like,
what
hopefully
do
you're
you
not in the
mean?
bloodline. Yeah, so
Yeah.
you know how it is, like traditionally, like I know these are traditional practices. We don't know now if it
They're
still
still
happens.
there.
Yeah.
Where if a king dies, the king does not die alone.
Who am I going with?
That's crazy.
Check if you have any. So now, who will die? Will it be a cousin? Will it be a brother? Will it be like?
That's crazy.
And I think most of the times I don't know. Please correct us, and we are not sure, so do not arrest
Please
us.
come for us in the comment section. Please.
Yeah, so we're not sure how it's done, but there are all these things
Myths,
where, like,
stories.
actually, it's not even like one person dying. It's like a whole
A
line.
whole lot.
Wait.
Yes.
Like any person linked to the bloodline, like we were takutinika waenda,
Oh my God.
takutinika waenda,
Hey.
takutinika waenda.
It's actually very because for me, I think documentaries, because I'm so much
Yeah,
interested in
yeah.
documentaries. Some of the documentaries that I've watched, I don't know if that happens in Zambia, but I've never come across one in Zambia on this one particular one, where they say in the kingdom they have to pick 10 beautiful virgins
Yeah.
and then kill them,
Yeah.
and then they have to bury them with a chief. And I was just like, so when that news came, I was just like, is that going to be the case? Does it apply to the queen or the king? But it was the king, according to that documentary. But I don't know if that's going to be the case. And if you're
Yeah.
talking about killing people, I didn't actually know that it has to be in the bloodline. I thought
Yeah.
just any
Random.
loyal
Lydia.
So it's as well like people in the establishment, like
Yeah.
those in the kingdom,
Mm-hmm.
and as well as those close to the bloodline.
So like you really have to be loyal to the king to accept to die, right? Like you
It's-
have no
I
option to say
don't
no.
think you even know that you're the one next.
Uzauka Shabeng.
Uzauka wakufa.
Yeah.
So, in you know, one of the things which has been like a puzzle in my head is where like some chiefs or kings are born again,
Oh yeah.
but then they
There's
have
to practice.
there's all these traditional
Yeah,
practices.
yeah.
Like for me, it's always because I know how some of these things operate. Like this witchcraft involved. Like
Yeah.
for before the person sits on the throne, they have to
There's
like
so much that has to go happen.
Speak a few words to some people or some trees or what. Like all those things. So. Like I don't know how this will happen. I think it would be great to have like
An
a
inside.
cultural expert
But you
who
know,
will be
like
able
we
to.
usually like go to these big things, right? But in Zambia, I think I used to think like it was only for other people to. I even like saw it like
Mhm.
in my like tribe, like also like my family, like when there's like a funeral. In funerals, you even see certain practices that happen.
Yeah.
Even people that are still believers, when a funeral like ends, then they'll get maybe the husband or that same woman, they'll get her clothes, like this whole
The
stuff.
bathing thing, they shave your
Yes.
head.
Yeah, so like all those stuff, they still happen here.
Yeah.
Even in Zambia, they still happen in most of the funeral places, which is, I think, we just really don't really have the conversation about these things.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe it's 'cause
I know for a fact, actually, if you read your Bible properly, you would notice that the book of Leviticus has got some guidance on how to do certain things. So not everything is bad. Not everything is bad. And I'm careful to state that because there are certain things which happen to just keep the environment clean, or it's a way to just say, okay, you know what, in remember in the Bible when Jesus Christ heals a man, a leper, right? What does Jesus Christ tell the leper to do? Go and show yourself to the priest so that the priest can be able to declare you clean. Right? So when you read the book of Leviticus, there are certain guidance and principles on how to live or do things.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing. So not everything is terrible in terms of our culture, because the Israelites' culture and our African culture are quote unquote similar in terms of beliefs, in terms
Yeah.
of what we do, how we practice, all those things. So yeah, but it will be interesting to note on how this funeral runs. Yeah.
I think the sad thing is just that maybe Zambia in particular, because like I don't know about other countries, we're very conservative concerning like things to do with culture.
yeah.
So we can see things, but only to a certain degree. I was in a certain room and there's a lady who showed a documentary of a certain white woman. She was given access to like UTH and specifically the Lord.
Yes.
Specifically the delivery section,
Yeah.
right? So even the content she was showing in that documentary is content that normal
not
Zambian
allowed.
we're not allowed to be given,
Yeah.
So I think the sad thing is that we as Zambian people are not given as much access, but it would be really good to like document the whole
Funeral procession.
throughout.
Yeah.
That would be good.
Actually, so it was a chief who was being buried today or yesterday, where he's like being carried and then they're taking him to the grave, and he's just like in the open air, not like in a closed casket. And so there are all those beliefs and practices. And of course, for me, the interesting part, the intersection is our Christian walk with traditional practices.
Traditional practices.
Yeah.
The one thing that I think I was telling my mom, and I said, so what you're telling me is that Chief Mpezeni has seen all the presidents come
And go.
and go.
Go.
Now
And now he's like,
so.
yeah.
Oh.
So it's crazy. But also I think I would like to learn on their system of like leadership. Because like, imagine you're reigning for like 44 years.
44 years. Like
And you know, he only had one child, the daughter. I think Justina, princess.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Was he a polygamous man.
I think so, but then at some point when the rules and feminism and all these things
Yeah.
started rising, there was a change in the kingdom.
Okay.
So remember, I don't know if you remember during the Nkwala ceremony, the women would be topless.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
And then at some point, should have been 2008, 2009,
like,
people
came,
protested,
yeah.
and then now they
Wear
so,
like tops and
yeah.
stuff.
That's why if you notice when like people come from Swaziland or South Africa to
Mhm.
attend the Nkwala, wewe ni topless chile.
Topless,
Like,
it's just
this
them.
is- yeah, so
Yeah.
so there's been changes in culture and also yeah.
Interesting.
And speaking of what to say on podcasts, the Z podcast guys were not arrested.
Thank you for the clarification. Because I'm like, guys, why do we jump to conclusions?
So one thing I'll tell you is this: that this year is a political year.
Yeah.
So whatever you say will be
Will
used
be
against
used
you.
against you.
But yeah, Ish, thanks for re-echoing that. I have to make sure it's constantly ringing in my head.
You
But what I
have
want to say is, it's very sad, for lack of a better term, that we don't know what content was released. Right? It's just a clip, okay?
There was no content.
There was no
actually.
content, actually. I think it was
Nothing
just a
released.
picture.
First, there was
Yeah?
no content.
Okay.
And then I think a day or 2 days later, Emmanuel Mwamba posted the
Posted.
whole episode. Right?
Okay.
So the whole episode was posted. I think I listened in like 30, 40 minutes, and then I had to go work.
Yeah. Have they deleted it?
No, it's still there. You'll find
Okay.
it. Like so the Z podcast guys did not put it up.
Okay.
And they were not arrested. They were just asked to help with the investigation. Not that they were arrested. And they put it out there.
I think they put it
because
out today. Yeah.
Yesterday.
Yesterday?
Yesterday,
Oh, okay.
yesterday.
Okay. Okay.
So they explained to say, look, we were never arrested. We were not charged with 25 years in jail. Like all those
Guys.
things, right?
And people were
So-
so quick to post
Yes,
it.
like-
everywhere.
Actually,
They
it was, isn't it Zampos that posted that they've been.
So you see, one of the things which we should as well learn is that in a political year, there are so many news channels which pop up. Of course, not the Umubanga brief, but
Yeah.
but there's so many news channels which pop up, and we're in a social media age where everybody wants to be number one.
Yeah.
You want to have the exclusive news, because when you're number one to post, it means that you are
go-
viral.
Yeah,
Yeah.
viral.
So now
Everyone's
you even gain
sharing,
numbers from
yeah.
there. So we need to wait to verify. I think even when Chief King Mpezeni
Mpezeni,
passed
yeah.
away, I remember I was with you, Lydia. I asked her to
Yes.
say, has Kalemba posted?
Posted. No, but
Yeah.
I think it's really important
Yeah.
to pick information from trusted media houses.
Yeah.
Because if you're just picking from any, you'll be misled.
Yep.
Like what story was that? I've forgotten, but there was a story that was quickly posted and people shared, and it actually costed one of the media houses, I'm not going to mention,
Yeah.
they had to pay a huge amount of money.
Actually,
so-
well, I will mention the media company.
Come on now.
Remember, Millennium TV had a gentleman who walked in, and I think he said something against the president, which wasn't true.
Yes.
And they had to apologize and put down the
Yeah.
The
post.
post.
So there has to be like proper channels of
Proper channel, yeah.
verification. Because now we're in a social media age where everybody wants to be a journalist,
Yes.
not trained. You've
Yes.
got in a mic. I'm a podcast.
Okay. I can
We are
see
part of the
anything.
statistics, so
As
we
long
have
as
to
you have a
include ourselves.
page
So
also.
as long as you have a page, as long as you have a mic, you
Yeah.
have a camera, you want to
You
say
can say
anything you
anything.
want. So
And I think it's not only on media, even just with the people around.
yeah.
Tell me, was it on Saturday I was going to North Mid and this younger driver was just like telling me these whole stories, like, no, I have good information. This is true. I'm telling you, sister. And he just like,
Loyango drivers
so
are
who are you
cool.
voting for? Like, the topic just
Crazy.
changed. I think
Yeah.
like Umubanga is saying, it's a political year and we really, really have to be careful.
Yeah.
That's true.
Because you'll find yourself.
I think they need to
Behind
put that
somewhere.
something on a angle where you request that the driver shouldn't talk, should be like silent through the.
But through it all, right? When this whole fracas happened with the whole rumors that they were arrested and all, it's a good and bad thing. It's a good thing in that people now will be more careful in how they write or
Yeah.
do things.
Do things.
First things first.
But people still
No,
don't.
here's what I would say, right? When the Z Podcast guys put up that post to say they'll have Xavier Chungu on the platform, you saw how they wrote it? he would
Like,
talk about
yeah,
all
'cause of
those
the way
things,
they
right?
yeah.
Because of how they wrote it. So it brought about, of
So
course,
much.
Yeah.
through the interview, he said a few things. You're not supposed to say that,
That-
but
yeah.
So it's really important for us as people, especially in the light. We have these mics. We have 2-3 people who follow us, and the
Yeah.
thing is that those 2-3 people who follow us, when they listen to us,
They'll pass
they
it on.
get
They'll
it
pass
as
it,
gospel
yeah.
truth.
Yes.
Yeah.
They'll even, one thing I've even noticed is this: there are certain things which I say, and people run with them to say that's what the
Umubanga
Bible
said.
That's what
says.
the
No,
Bible-
no, not even that. That's what the Bible
Bible
says.
said.
I mean,
And you're like,
it's not
maybe
even in
God
the
is
Bible.
speaking through.
Yeah, so
Man of
so,
God.
so we really need to be careful.
Be
and
careful.
just,
Yeah, very
so,
true.
but it's as well showing us how rumors are spread. Go out there, and I know, for example, there's somebody in Northwestern Province who knows to say Elson and Kalenga still in jail. Why? Because they haven't been
They
updated
haven't been
with
Yeah,
updated.
it's
Yeah.
what
gonna
has
take
been-
time.
So even when they are talking about things like so
Crazy.
yeah, and then another false story was Kondwani. And you see, that's another false narrative, right?
Yeah.
There are people who strongly believe that Ephraim is Dr. Nevers Momba's son.
Yes. Sula.
That before was me.
That people is Sula.
That before was me. Because I was trying to ask Mofya, like, do you mean biological
Yeah.
father? And then she had to
Yeah,
give
so-
some clarity.
So we know to say, of course, there are certain things which he puts out there which are truth, but that story was just like a complete fabrication. Like,
Numbers.
yeah.
Was it Lydia
Was
last
it
week
really?
who was saying the day Kondwani will come, he will be arrested. Like
Yeah.
because he
Two
said
two
so
people
much.
who will be arrested immediately they land.
Good Lord.
Mr.
Kondwani,
Uh-huh.
Emmanuel Mwamba,
Yeah.
Oh, I had
Oh,
another
3.
person. Yeah.
Lily Mutams.
Eish.
Oh my
Who else
God.
can I add?
Want.
Maybe
Mr.
Nabazimba.
Simba, yeah.
But there's also what's the name of that
But
lady?
Kondwan, if it's him, they have tried following him to countries.
Yeah.
There was a time they followed him to the country where he was. Then they discovered that he was in Turkey. Then by the time they wanted to follow him, he had already moved. So like they just gave up. They're just waiting for him to come now. But they've
Yeah,
tried like
so-
searching for him. They've tried.
He will never come.
No. So it's just a matter of moving to places. Maybe if the nation decides to say, okay, we're changing all our passports, so now everybody has to come
Come back.
to change their
yeah.
passports. So
But like,
That
to
would
what
be chaotic.
extent, why? What do you think makes him come up with such stories?
it's I feel
Is
he
it
has,
really
he has
always about?
I feel he has people who fund him.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's similar to how in Why Me.
Why me? Yes.
Oh, why me
Yes,
was
yeah,
convicted.
arrested, yeah.
He was slapped with 2 years.
2 years,
Yeah.
but he's already done his 1 year. So
Yeah, so he'll be out
He'll be out soon.
probably
And,
before elections.
somebody was like, I don't know, he might come back with a new vocabulary of insults. So yeah,
Yeah.
so interesting stuff happening. Yeah, and speaking of which, there's a new story I think which I had shared in the group of where there's a law which has been passed in Panama
We need
that
it.
DNA test has to be
We need
done.
You know,
No, I have a question.
Yeah?
With that, right?
Mhm.
So, is it allowing people to sleep with each other before they marry, or the DNA test is as well to be done when you marry and then you have a child, and then, like, what's the
I think both.
okay?
By virtue of you being called a father, right? I think it should be done both ways. Because I don't know who I was talking to, but they're like in the medical field. Then they said if you had to find out the amount of fathers who
Or
actually
not fathers?
it would be crazy.
Am I really
Like-
my father's child?
You know? So like I feel like it's really, really needed. And also if word was sent so much, maybe we would have like less teenage. Okay, not just teenage pregnancies, but like less Mwandi.
Cheating.
Maybe
I don't
less
think
cheating.
So, how would you feel if you were to find out you're not your father's child?
My mother.
The mystery revealed through love and sacrifice.
But for me, I think it's a good law.
It's a good
Question is, how would you feel if you're to find out that you're not your father's child?
For me, like, Me, I'm a daddy's girl.
Uh-uh.
It can be wild, like. But
What do you do?
For me, I can still maintain the relationship I have with my father because I have that relationship with him as a person, not with a title.
No. The
Lydia,
question is,
how would you feel?
How would you feel?
So I say I can feel bad, but I can still maintain our relationship
So how would it make you relate with your mother?
with my mom. It can be
Baba.
crazy.
Mwana wanga
It can be
nizo.
crazy.
Mommy. I think for
But
me,
I'll just want maybe to find out why.
Why what?
Like why not
she-
Boss,
saying anything. For,
You know, if your mother is even over 45, they'll never tell you what happened in
Like-
their past.
Naridaba.
They'll go to it. They'll go
With
with
it-
whatever happened
to the grave.
Usakasivira pamariro,
Napa-
bits and pieces.
Napo pamadiro. To take time.
Napo pamariro. Mwesa vanti vakomo.
Ndipe bazakamba. Crazy sins. Yes, Sula, you're about to say something.
I was going to say I think I would feel bad, really, really bad. But I don't think I'd have anything against my mother.
You're speaking at it from a perspective of the fact that you're a Christian. So already in your head, you have processed and forgiven.
Woman of God.
she's a woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ewe. Not really, but first of all, I think it would just be weird. Kaya.
So like today your mom walked up to you and said, look, my child, I am so sorry. I know I've kept this for the past 20 shiny years of your life, but I wanted to tell you that your father is not your biological father. What do you do?
Nothing.
And the same father that is your father is opposite from your father. So like think about how your father is, then they are opposites.
Okay, so there's the wrong person to ask this question. Wanga, please.
How would I feel?
Yeah.
I feel touched. I think personally, I wouldn't talk to my mother for like a period of time.
Like you
No,
lied to
like-
me.
I can't be sure.
Yeah, like nakula che.
Yeah.
Nakulira
You're a daddy,
muvamboza.
Nakulira mufi.
Yeah, so yeah, personally, like it would take time.
Or if you had to find out your nephews and nieces, actually none of them are for your brother. Despite all your nephews being light and like, you know that thing where like they look like the father,
Hello.
but that's not the
And you
father.
know, like sometimes people say, "Oh, vaparana." It's possible.
It is, but
Yeah, it's
that's very much
possible.
possible.
Vaparana na mtoto wa-
Hey.
Like, kanshi.
Kind of when you stay with people for a long time, they become like,
Yes. So it's really a dicey thing, and that's why you see that a lot of marriages are breaking.
yeah.
And actually, I know for a fact now that a lot of men do private DNA tests on their children.
Yeah. I think we're having. I don't know if I think we had this conversation either on camera or off camera, where I think it was off camera. We're talking about how most. No, it was actually someone else I was talking to. But then we had a conversation concerning how the child's gender and like how the child grows during like a period of pregnancy is dependent on the father.
The father.
Right? So now, in an instance where this father can't, what's the word? Like this father is not able to form a baby. Anyway, you know what I mean?
He's barren.
Yes. Yeah. In a
He's a barren
yeah.
father.
In an instance
Shooting blanks.
y-
Anyways, yeah.
Yeah.
So
in an instance where the father is barren, right? So what happens? And you know, also it's I feel like it would also be hard for him to believe that he's barren. Because men have this thing. Like,
yeah, like I can't be the one with the problem.
no, so like
so is the woman with the problem.
so and these are things now which have to change. And
Yeah.
yeah.
even as you get married now, right?
Yeah.
As you will get married, is
As
that
you understand.
nanga imwe?
No, I will get married. No,
Okay,
it's
sure.
just like she's been on me a lot.
So I think it's really important now for people to be doing
Pre-checks.
pre-checks. Check if you're compatible. Check if the sperm count is proper.
Yeah.
Check if you still have your ovaries intact. So,
Bana foresa. Crazy sins.
so these are things. Check your blood group. Is it compatible? Because now these are things where people want to have children, but they are failing because it's too
Yeah.
different. Or if they get pregnant, it will be doctor. We want
Doc,
to
please
hear
say
your
something.
perspective. If they have children, you find that the child is maybe sickle
Sickle
cell,
cell.
different diseases,
Anemic.
and these are diseases which even have a toll on the marriage
Yeah,
because
that's true.
the man most of the times
Mm-hmm.
will be like, after all, you gave me
Just-
this child who's
Child,
not even proper.
yeah,
I
but like
have
then
a problem with that
They
statement.
deep.
Like I really have.
men.
I don't know if I can say this on
Who has
air.
experience?
Oh,
Yeah.
Lydia, really? Like I don't know if I can say this, but I'm just going to say it for the sake of the people that are learning. There was someone I remember who the uncle
Mhm.
left the auntie because the child had sickle cell
Yeah.
syndromes and stuff. And then the auntie was in a really bad space. And the uncle was throwing tantrums.
Yeah.
After all, you've given me this child and trying. And then the girl was just like, my auntie shouted and she was just like, this is your sperm. It's you who's got sickle cell and all of that.
Yes.
And so like that statement for me, like why you blame each other, I don't think I really appreciate
Another
it.
important thing as before Samantha comes in is marry somebody, first things first, who loves the Lord
Who fears?
and fears the Lord. And number two, they love you genuinely. That
Yeah.
even when you go through changes and transformations and life happens, they'll still be there
It's
for
there
you.
yeah.
Because the dragons out there. Yes.
Goiter deficiency is real.
Okay. When it comes to
Speak in the mic.
sickle cell, there are
Yes,
three
doc.
things that are involved.
I'm on doc.
There's sickle cell disease,
Mm-hmm.
there's sickle cell trait, and there's sickle cell anemia.
Mhm.
So all of these, not at both, all these three make a syndrome, right? But the one that is prominent, where a patient presents with symptoms and crises. There are crises that occur when a patient has sickle cell. Of course, when they are born, you can't tell to say they have sickle cell. The reason why you can't tell to say this child has sickle cell is because in their DNA, or rather in their blood, they have a lot of what is known as fetal hemoglobin. So fetal hemoglobin
Hemoglobin in the blood, eh?
Lydia Wanvela. Yes, Samantha. Doc, please continue.
Yes, so it has a high affinity of combining with oxygen, so they don't get to present with those crises, such as the pain crises that they get to be into and whatnot. Then when it comes to marriages, like people who are married and they have a child with sickle cell, it doesn't imply that one person has it.
Okay.
What it implies is that both parents are carriers.
Yes, of
As
the
a result, if you remember those in the time
XY
we were
chromosome.
doing genetics,
Yeah.
the one we used to
Biology.
cross and whatnot.
yeah.
So the way it is, for example, you have capital letter M and a small letter m, and your husband also has capital letter M and a small letter m. When you do all those crossing, there's a high percent to say, a 25% to say you're going to produce a child with what? MM, like small letters.
Yeah.
So that means that that child that is going to be born will be what? Will be a carrier. And another thing is that the child that will be born
Manga, do you remember this
might-
genetics? Okay.
Okay, people that can visualize.
Please
what I'm
continue.
talking
Yes,
about,
we
I'm
can
trying to
visualize.
relate.
We can.
Yes, you can relate.
Samantha, please continue.
You can relate. So it
Yeah.
doesn't mean that the problem is with the wife. It doesn't mean that the problem is with the husband. It means that both of you are carriers. That's how come you're having a child with sickle cell. Then on the question that most people would ask to say, is it that when we have this, our first child has sickle cell, our second child, will they have sickle cell or not? Of course, there's a high chance that when you give birth with the same man or the same woman again, you might have a sickle cell. You might have a sickle cell child. Why? Because both of you are carriers. So as a result, the child will present with a homozygous. What's this? Homozygous genes, meaning that they will be the same. There'll be M small letter, M small letter from both what? The parents.
Yeah.
So when it comes to blaming each other and whatnot, this is why I think in most churches nowadays, I think they do advise young couples who are
To do, like,
aspiring to
pre-tests.
become
Yeah.
to get married and whatnot, to do all these tests, the blood grouping, the genetics reviews and whatnot. Those things are very important. Love alone is not what drives the marriage.
Come on.
Love alone does not drive the marriage. There are a lot of factors that drive the marriage.
Say the
So
people who are
imagine-
not in relationships. Anyways, continue.
I'll shock you very soon.
Yeah.
So imagine whereby like what Mr. Manga has said,
Yes.
to say get married to somebody that that loves the Lord and has fear for God.
Mhm.
The reason why is because love alone can't drive the marriage. You
Mhm.
need God to be at the center of your marriage.
Yeah.
Imagine you have this child. It's very costly. Like my first rotation was actually pediatrics.
Yeah.
I've seen how parents behave when their child is in a crisis.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I've seen it firsthand. You find that it's either the husband is ashamed. The husband is ashamed. The person that is always moving up and down when the child is
It's
in
the wife.
crisis
It's
is
the
the wife.
woman.
Why? Because she can't leave her child. That's
Yeah.
her child. That's her burden to carry and whatnot. You find that every time she's alone, and these children, most of the times, in order to like help them to relax their pain thingies,
Yeah.
other than giving them the pain management of giving them a paracetamol,
Yes.
morphine is the one that they actually give.
Yeah.
Morphine to help out with the pain and whatnot.
Yeah.
They need to transfuse. So, for example, there's this crisis called vaso-occlusive crisis. So, a vaso-occlusive crisis.
Vaso-occlusive crisis. Come
See,
on
in,
now.
Vessels, right?
So, a vaso.
Samantha, please continue. Yes, Doc.
Okay, so a
Yes.
vaso-occlusive crisis occurs in different ways. It's either you experience pain, severe pain, a pain that you cannot even like explain where it's coming. It's severe.
Yeah.
Like the
Yeah.
pain in your joints, it's very severe. Pain in your chest, very severe. Your headache, like some of them would be like they're having this severe headache.
Yeah.
But yet it's a blood clot. That is
Ah,
in the
eh,
brain
that's
and whatnot.
dangerous.
So in order
Dangerous.
to dislodge that blood clot that is in the brain, they need to like transfuse so that
Yeah.
it's transport.
Yeah.
It moves.
Yes, so that it moves and it helps out with the So most of the times these babies are transfused. You find that when you do your blood tests, the HB is usually low. That's why now you get to say, now. So every time we come to the hospital, they complain of pain and the HBs are low. That's why
HB.
HB is hemoglobin level.
Oh, no, I wanted to be sure.
No, it's okay.
A high blood low.
Wow. High blood low. Oh my God. High
the
blood low.
HB is low. I'm like,
Yeah, so just to help out with couples out there, right, that are suspecting to say, okay, their child is giving symptoms, but they don't really have, because like I said, you can have sickle cell disease, you can have the sickle cell anemia, you can also have the sickle cell trait.
Yeah.
The sickle cell trait, the baby is just like a carrier. Like they
Yeah.
also have the M capital letter with the M small letter. It's not really like
Yeah.
there.
So,
but,
Kuliari health.
yeah. Huh? Why
Do you mean
have it
Kuliadi
health?
Youth?
No,
do you
okay. Okay. Here's how I'll rephrase this, right? So, I know couples in the church get married based off faith, right? And I know, for example, like many people, and I know there's a rise of autism. I don't know really the causes of autism. And I know if I say this, I might get a backlash. Say, so what are you saying about? But there's been a massive rise of autism of late. So is it as well based off the fact that couples are getting married without really doing proper tests? So is autism a genetic disease, or this is a disease which comes up maybe because of birth, or when the baby was still in the womb, there were some complications which happened, and I think we need a medical session. Yes.
So when it comes to autism, I would really lie because one, I've never really like looked into it.
Okay.
But something that I know about autism is that it's actually under child psychiatry.
Yes.
Like it's under psychiatry courses. Mostly like people that learn are people who are doing psychiatry when it comes
Okay,
to child
okay.
autism. So yeah.
I think autism is more of a the
It's
brain.
a brain, actually.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when your brain doesn't, when a child's brain when a child's brain doesn't fully fully
Function.
grow. No, when it doesn't fully grow to the way it's supposed to grow till a child is like a child, it causes autism. Because this is why you find the child is, for lack of a better term, is slow in terms of like processing things and things like that. So it's because their brain hasn't fully developed. Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Tafika bwanju.
Vambiri veta kamba.
Yeah, like, hey, what else? Oh, we're doing DNA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or doing DNA further.
Yeah, anyways, like
That was good.
It's a good
That was
policy.
a good
So many
one.
people
Doc.
accused.
Yeah.
accused. Munitege bwino sinapaye muntu ninapanga muntu sindine mada like
Umubanga
there's a
baba
song.
John achoka kuvutika sonza sankapita.
Atakulira munzoni n'obwafya like so.
Yeah. Oh, word.
Atutenzogonera masuku so.
Oh, word. Eish.
Yeah. Anyways, so you ladies can never be accused of.
It's only women that know the real father of the child.
No, like Kelly lady will never be accused. Ni mwana wako you like.
Yeah, no.
Ni wanga guys.
Wang.
But
Yeah.
you know,
Yes.
sometimes that can happen. Like these Tumakot stories that we see on Facebook, where maybe your child maybe was exchanged in the hospital.
Yeah,
and-
in that case.
In
but
that case,
not
yeah.
come back to who you
See what? Shiny, yeah.
9 months in Amunyamula. Like, yeah. In Mangalako. Part of the reasons why, like, if I were to miss the community, would be the stories around.
Okay.
Yes.
Consider.
and you always find
Yeah.
stories.
Like the stories around. That's why if maybe you're like reading Kalemba, like local court news.
Yeah.
It's like, "Mama, pita mvili,
Chat.
sana
Okay.
kuno," like,
Crazy.
yeah, but
Mwanga, do you believe in beating children?
do I believe in beating children?
Yes.
Um,
Were you beaten as a kid?
yeah.
Do you believe in beating
much.
children?
Yes. Not violent. Interested at chifukushi pamwana.
Baka blood.
Mbeka
Wakupenya
munga-
wafenda.
Yeah.
Okay.
In child abuse. But I believe that mchango nimbama ngare ku factory default. Like so.
But like,
Mchango
that's
receipts
as a
like.
parent.
Yeah,
can't
yes,
know
that's what we mean.
teachers and
No.
whatever.
Yeah.
As I feel sometimes. Okay, so here's how. Okay, so all of you here had parents, have parents, right? When your mother or father looks at you in a certain way, ukonkoloka, right?
Yes.
Right?
Especially when visitors come.
Like so there's that aspect, right? So wakulangana kamos suchin. Ka number 2 suchin.
Okay.
Ka number 3.
Yeah.
Nala kumone chungu. So it's discipline per se. And I'll bring it in the Bible terms. Scripture says in Psalm 23 that your rod and your staff comforts me.
Comfort
me.
Right? So when the shepherd is beating the sheep, he's not beating the sheep to kill the sheep. He's beating the sheep
Bring them back.
to
bring them back to
direct the
place.
sheep where the
Yeah.
sheep has to go, right? So it's the same thing with parenting and all that. You are not hitting your child to kill them. No.
My mom's road was
So you see,
Leave
like
your mark.
I believe 100% that part of the beatings which I would get would be either my mother or father have a pressure which they can't fully articulate or say.
So they are like,
So they are releasing it on me.
any slight
Okay,
mistake.
why is it you're beating me over the fact that Nata salad?
You do that,
Ah, we. Everyone salad, you probably like, you're 20 quarter.
At the
Why?
time,
Like,
yeah.
why am I being beaten? Like, I'll die. Like, so it's so discipline is to correct,
yeah.
not to. So even the beating, because the word beating sounds heavy. Yeah.
they'll lie to you. They're like, no, just go to the bedroom. Can't they are following you
Wow.
behind with a whip.
The other
And
form
when
of
they
beating
lock
would be
the door.
obokusa tuzadia maveji ero vanzako
Bakutia nkuku.
vanakumisa mbona mwala watama ijani watama pamwe watoma mwala usaona poma uponyo wakumisa kupendo
Odete upe watu mwikateni huyo.
yeah notimwika muleteni
kuvala mpama ya bwa yapya ofakakoma nzizisi.
I think the last time my mother slapped me was so she slapped me and I was like, what did I do? And then she's like, Nezopaya mosquito. I'm like, no.
No.
At that point I was just like, no, it's because of mosquito.
Oh my God.
You have something which you wanted to
But
to
you
let
know,
go
with
of,
African parents, right? Like me, my parents, even my brothers who are odd, if like maybe they come with a wife.
Yeah.
No, he did this. My mom is trying to tell you sit down. Let me listen to her. You sit down. Let me. I'm go come, but my mom will just get a chair, no boka ponya.
Crazy thing.
Sometimes my mom would slap my brothers just to control.
Yeah.
And wakamchache
crazy.
mbama says oh yalula hapa asangala manje.
And scripture though tells us, says, spoil the road, spare the
the
road,
road.
spoil the child.
Yeah.
So,
That was my head chest favorite scripture
Yeah.
every day during
but I
assembly.
never liked it being beaten in school. And one of the beatings which I hated the most was being
Actually, I hate being slapped.
Mujun. Ish.
But you know that I recently discovered that this is sad. I'm even, I don't know if I should even say it here, but Sunday school teachers,
they used to beat you as well.
They used to
Sunday
beat.
school teachers
Beat.
actually are beating children. And, like it was so weird for me.
That's new.
Interesting. I never. All I knew is that
But-
Sunday school you are safe. You can perform all you
It
want.
was really weird for me because these guys come to me and they say, I was like, a man is crying, and I'm like, what? So why are you crying? Like, no, these girls have been disrespectful to me. They've disrespected me. So I call the girls on the side and I say, guys, why is someone older than you crying? Why are you being notorious? And she started explaining. She said, you know, the girls wanted to go to the bathroom, the young girls. And then he told them, no, sit down. Then I'm like, no, we're really asking. I can even go alone. But then he put the ears and hit them. So the older girl got upset. And she said, you're not supposed to beat girls, especially girls, or touch them even like that.
Yeah.
So he got, he took that as the young girl being disrespectful.
Actually,
No,
he's even
asking-
supposed to be arrested.
And I was asking
actually,
them,
for somebody
how's-
like that, he doesn't even need to be anywhere
know,
near
I was like,
children.
has this been
Both
going
males or
on?
females?
And say, yeah, sometimes he hits kids, like, you know, hit them at the back.
Did
pull their
you
ears.
report that teacher?
I reported to one of the leaders, so I hope they look into it.
Oh, okay. I was going to
should
say
follow
also, well, you should.
But
Should
Is
give
that-
us
I
an
really
update.
Because one of the leaders was like also trying, because he went to report to the leader that these girls have disrespected me. That's why it even made me come in. Then I told the leader I should have listened to both sides of the story,
Yeah.
because the girls are actually telling the truth.
Yeah.
Then he was also puzzled, like, oh my God, I didn't know. Like, that's why I
So
should have listened.
it's really, really important, and especially in the Sunday school space, and even in church. I know in church we really, really, really like it where who wants to be a Sunday school teacher? You haven't even done proper background checks. You
yeah.
haven't even
Yeah.
seen how they operate.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Their
one thing
behavior.
to love
And it
kids,
could-
but then
It's
teaching
it's a
them.
dangerous space because rape. If somebody who's like 35 is being raped by the man of God,
Imagine a small
What-
So-
child. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's really, really important for churches to be able to do proper background checks
that's true.
and have teachers who are trained. For me, and now I look at it to say Sunday school enda ngatulibe vochita. Because for me, I look at it to say if somebody is going to teach Zion, this person has to really, really know God's
Yeah.
word.
Yeah.
Because sinfuna nyambodilingana na heresi mwana bwirati
Teacher said.
kurire anointing oil. But like, uchoza kuti kanji ne Sunday school teach where it even gets to an extent where workshop amount Sunday school save space.
Yeah, like,
Jacob
no,
Oxford,
that
that
wasn't
food.
really right. You know,
That's
it really
crazy.
shocked
Like-
me. Like, Sunday school.
Because Sunday school is supposed to be a safe space.
Yeah.
When normal education systems, these schools are failing, children should be able to run to Sunday school and say,
And
"Oh, I
feel
know
safe.
here to say
Yeah.
when I tell my teacher this, my teacher will be able to hear me and help me
And the
out."
fact
So-
that man even cried, it was like, why are you crying?
He's okay. He's got.
Anyways, we can't
needs
judge
counsel.
further.
He needs counsel.
So
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
saying on parents beating, you're saying it's okay, right? But another perspective is on certain parents don't really understand that they can't use the same system of training to all their children.
Yeah, true.
There are certain children that may not really be difficult. Like you can't raise their children that are like Jesus.
Do you
that
know
will-
what I want to say right
Eh.
now? I know it's a wrong statement. I'm sorry. That's on the whole pusa. Right? Can do a last born. So, Papitabali 8. By the time we bad, mom doesn't have the same strength. Niko pusa kamenyaka.
I was telling someone at me I was raised with 2 words. My father would say, Musi and Mwana. Yeah, but what I was saying is there are times where certain parents would like beat their children. Maybe they'll be like, "Iwe ukonda," like you're not focusing on what we want you to do.
Yeah.
Why umankache pali posa ucha like maybe ball like games and whatnot.
Yeah.
But you or maybe unkalache pa shi laptop, pa shi computer usobel. But what they don't know is that maybe that's where the child's calling is, or maybe that's where their gift is. So some parents don't really get to pick and understand their children to say my child is different. Maybe my child is a John the Baptist. Maybe my child is a Jesus. Maybe my child is a David.
My example,
Woman
my
of
personal
God.
anyways, we need to close. So, ladies and gentlemen, remember there was a phone call which we had. So we have Pelile Musoni coming through. So our episode will be airing this Friday. Yeah, and she has a new song coming out. We'll play the teaser just at the end as we close. Yeah, interesting conversations. We'll continue with them, especially on parenting. I know, like you guys have got. I know you're not yet parents, but just hearing your perspectives on these things.
Napita Mvambiri.
Yeah, I think who's the last born here?
I am.
Lydia.
Me.
Na Lydia. So two
Ah, and then the
opusas.
last born, tamla that na
Two
Sula.
opusas.
Two
So
That's why you say two opposites.
yeah, so
Yeah.
yeah, so we'll dive in more and more, and remember to spread love, to be a shining light, to be the salt of the earth. If you cannot preach to them, show them love. Show them that your Jesus Christ is as though they are Jesus Christ. So love your neighbor. Love your brother. Love your sister. Hate should not be part of your vocabulary. I know it's an election year. Go on campaign, but don't fight. Yeah, don't fight. I love you. May the good Lord bless you and keep you safe. So from me, Dennis Umubangamedia, Sula Mavuya, Mofya Mwamba, Lydia Tendai Mavuya, Mulako Samantha Maswabi, we say bye-bye. Hiyo inazina ya pakat.
Hello.